Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 41 of Direwolf20's Server Play series. I'm hanging out and I wanted to start working on something, well, almost retro. I have a plan for something I need to work on. One of the requirements for something that I want to have a lot of is wool. If we look at the recipe for the camouflage stuff that I want, I typically need red, blue, and green wool for this thing to get crafted. And what I decided to do, because I want to use this cable camouflage as much as possible. Hello, random sheep. You're coming with me. I don't even know what color that was. I'm assuming that was a white sheep, but who knows? Doesn't. Okay, yeah, it doesn't tell me. Thinking I would like to set up a very basic wool farm, at least for those colors. So I'm thinking like white, red, green, and blue. So I'm going to set up a pretty simple and small sheep farm and see if we can't come up with a nifty way to do it. So let's see, where in the world might I find more sheep? I'm kind of flying around right now looking for them, and then we're going to get started in just a minute here. There's one. Hello? Come with me, my friend. I will not harm you, I promise. It occurs to me I'm going to need some grass. I think we've got some in the AE system. Worst case, I just have to get some grass seeds from Botania. Should be able to hook me up with something like that. Alright, where might be there? Me sure. More sheep. I'm going to fly around. Oh, there's one. Hello. And it doesn't matter what color they are. I've got dye back in my base. I can dye them and then get to shearing. So that's step one. And then I want to do, some nifty stuff with the cable camouflages and wrap up the automated power teleport back and forth. I think I said at the end of last episode that I would be finishing up some of that off camera. I didn't. So, I'll do a quick build on camera here. It's similar to what I did last time, but remember I said that there is an important difference that you guys are going to need to know about. For the way these things work going the other way for detecting no redstone signals, basically. So, there's my last sheep. Let's head back to the base. I'll meet you guys there, and we will get started on a nifty sheep farm. Alright guys, so step one will be getting grass in here, and it occurs to me maybe I want a little bit more grass than I've collected so far. Maybe I just want this whole spot here to be grass. I was going to just do something like this, but it might be better if I get a few more grass blocks. I think we had some in our AE system here. Nice. Hopefully that's enough. I think so. Oh, right. This should be good. So we'll get the grass here for the sheep to eat. Good enough for a start? Probably. Alright, next stage we want to have, actually I think, So, I'm going to have to figure out how I want to run this to make it cool. So we definitely want the sheep to eat the grass there. How do we want to have them get sheared? That's really the question. Something nifty. I mean, it could just be as simple as an autonomous activator. But those have been a little bit funky lately. They're like a little unreliable. So let me think about how I might want that to happen. But at least for now, we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go dye them all. The colors that I need. So I need blue, red. So how are we for rose red? We've got a stack. That's good. Lapis. And cactus green. Cool. I even, real quick, set up a basic cactus farm over here because I was kind of planning to autocraft the wool with dyes. And then I realized, you know what? That's not good if I don't have any wool at all. Whoops. So, oh well. Let's see. I'm assuming this guy back here is white, but we'll find out once he eats something. Alright, back in a minute. Let me figure out where I want to go with shears. Alright, guys. I think I've come up with a neat idea. Let's see. I'm going to need some living wood, but I need to upgrade this stuff. So let's activate our portal here. Dun 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 dun. There you go. Never did put up a wall behind this thing to make sure nothing falls out the back. One of these days. I promise. The other thing I'm going to need is mana ingot, I think. Let's take a look. Mana steel, yeah, I don't have any. So let's get iron. All we have to do is drop it in here. And then into here. Oh wait, I need 2 of them, don't I? Yeah, 2 mana steel to get what I want. One, 2. Elementium ingot, thank you. And I think we can probably close the portal for now. We'll reopen it if we need to. And then what I want to check out is a drum. Drum of the Wild from Botania. No, that's not it. Drum of the Gathering from Botania. Sweet. Oh, I already had an Elementium ingot. Oh well, I have an extra one now. This looks like a cool device. I haven't tried this yet, so I have no idea how well it works. But, according to this information, when a mana burst collides with it, it'll shear any sheep around with grown fleece. Cool. Any cows with empty buckets below them will have their milk transferred to the buckets instead. Cool. Let's see. If I place Drum of the Gathering here, why haven't you eaten anything yet, sheep? Let's get a mana spreader. And it doesn't need to be a particularly powerful one, so a basic one will do. And we will try giving this thing a shot. So right there. Kind of wanted it, so let's see. I think I have to shift-click this guy. Shift-click that guy. Bind mode, right, something like that. I'm always terrible about getting this to work. There we go, now we're talking. Can the mana burst hit that thing? Oh right, I need to take off my armor here. My whirlwind effect is knocking my things around, so that's probably the main problem is there. So let's see. Mana burst should shoot from here in a minute. That's the point where there's energy loss, but that's okay. I'm not worried about energy loss, because we're not really looking for energy to get transferred here. We're looking for just a mana burst to hit it, and it probably doesn't matter. And I'm assuming that it's going to drop the wool just on the ground nearby. Come on, mana burst, let's go. When it gets deflected by me, the player, it takes a long time for it to like time out wherever it gets deflected to, because it doesn't ever hit into anything, so we have to give it a minute here. Come on. Alright, I'm going to give up. I'll be back in a second once it shoots. Alright, it took too long. I decided to just break and replace. And we will hit this dude. Oh good, he ate something. Oh, it's a... okay, cool. It's a black wool sheep. Are you going to shoot or what? You know what, maybe it is a problem with the energy loss. Let's make a lens real quick. I want a mana lens. Mana manipulation, mana lenses. Let's see, which one do I want? Alright, cooking up a couple little gadgets for this purpose. Let's see, I know I need a living rock here. You guys are cruising. And how do I make a mana lens? A base one is just 4 mana steel ingots and a piece of glass. So we'll get some iron here. And you're ready to do this. And I'll craft it in, let's see, we just basically need glass pane. Plus this. Plus this. Yields that. And this one should be able to make this thing shoot further. So if we took a look, we'll notice that the energy loss is no longer there. It can go further. Now, why won't you shoot? That's really the question. Back in a minute once I figure out why this thing doesn't want to shoot. Alright guys, I have something else to try here. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of this mana spreader. Come here, you. You're going to get crafted with this guy. Redstone mana spreader. Aim at that, please. Thank you. I don't know that the mana lens is necessary. Let's try it without. Alright, apparently I can't put temporary measures just for testing purposes. Go. Nice! That is cool. I approve. All right, so that's neat. Let's get our Ring of Magnetism on. Oh, that's cool. I I approve of that. Yes, I certainly do. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. That's actually really neat, isn't it? I like it. All right, so we need a redstone signal to trigger this guy every now and then. So what do you guys think? Like every minute or so? Does that sound like a good amount of time to try that? I think that's probably a good point. I didn't think I needed the mana lens, and now I'm like, all right, we definitely don't. All right, so what do I want to use for a timer? All right, guys, believe it or not, we don't have any good timer-based mods on Forgecraft at the moment. So I'm going to come up with something really basic and really simple to handle this for me. We're going to use Steve's Factory Manager. Steve's Factory Manager can be used for a basic timer. All we really need is have a trigger and a redstone emitter. So I know you guys don't like seeing too much of this sometimes, but trust me, this will be easy, right? All we have to do is say every 90 seconds, we want to activate this emitter on all sides with, we'll say strong power, and the output will be a fixed 15, and we'll do emit pulse, half a second pulse. How's that sound, right? So if we dropped this down to like 5 seconds, and we let this run, look at that. Every 5 seconds, boom, it's going to hit the pulse. Okay, so now all we have to do is adjust it to 90 seconds instead of 5, and now we've got every minute and a half or so, it will shear the sheep. Cool. So now, do I happen to have an extra hopper hawk? I do not, so let's make one. Hopper hawk requires functional flora, hopper hawk. Items picked up will be put in adjacent inventories. Cool. So all I'm going to want, I should have an interface ready. We're going to want a piece of dirt. We're going to put the hopper hawk on the dirt, put the interface next to it. We'll also want some of that smart cable stuff. Fluix, cabley, whatever, doohickey. Thought we had more of that laying around somewhere. ME smart cable Fluix. All right. Might have to... Can I make like 20 of those without a problem? Sure. Sweet. Okay, that'll do. And then finally, the hopper hawk. How do we make one of those? Gray, gray, light gray, air, and redstone root. That would be grass plus redstone. Do we have any grass handy? Nope. Shears, redstone, should be some over here-ish. So there's your redstone root. How crazy is a rune of air to make? I don't think it's too hard. I think that's one that needs carpet, right? Yeah, carpet, feather, string. Man, my inventory's a mess. Let's clean up a little bit. Don't need these guys anymore for the time being, and put you... That's Soren's blood orb. Yeah, I don't like Soren filling up his blood orb in my network. I feel like he's going to use it against me. Don't need this stuff at the moment. Or you. And that's probably good for now. Okay, so carpet. Do we have any of that? Yes. Feather. And string. And then it was 3 mana. So the trick here, get this. Oh, right. Cool. And this guy, get that crafting. Snag one of these dudes. While that's cooking up, we're going to want 2 gray and 2 light gray petals. So here's light gray, here's gray. And one of each of those needs to be a mana petal. In the meantime, this should be done. Nice. and then it's, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. There was a way to get this back. What was it? I thought it was, give me that back. There we go. Okay, it's just being weird. I think it's just not updating. I'll have to report that as a possible bug. Weird. So where were we? Lexica Botania. Redstone root, rune of air, these 4 things, and some seeds. Should be what we want. 1, 2, 3. Redstone root, this, and this. Hooray! Then we come over here. Run our cabling, and what I'm going to probably have is this with dirt under it. Okay, and then the interface can go here, the hopper hock here, and then any items on the ground should land in here. Look, wool, 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 perfect. That's kind of awesome how well that works. I just need to dye that one sheep white. So let's see here, bone meal. I'm going to disable this for a minute. Turn off the trigger. Let these guys regrow their wool. I'll probably replace some of the grass around the outer edges there. Yeah, you're the guy who needs to be white. Cool. All right, back in a minute. Let me replace those edges with grass so that they're all standing on grass. I'll probably just snag it all. All right, guys, so let's test this out. I haven't hooked up the system here yet, but all we should need to do is, number 1, take off my ring of magnetization. Number 2, connect up the trigger. Number 3, I'm just going to, because I don't want to wait half a minute, set this to 5 seconds. Watching, 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 boom. And then they should all be hopper hocked directly into there. Beautiful. That is what's up. I like it. So we'll switch this guy back to an interval of 90 seconds. That's kind of cool. So every 90 seconds, a small amount of mana will be drained from this mana pool. Kick over to here, where it will hit this drum, causing all the sheep to lose their wool. It'll be hopper hocked into the thing here, and then deposited in the AE system, courtesy of our interface. See you later, wool, in theory. Come on, wool. There we go, cool. So, now we should have that wool over here. And that's a wool farm with Botania. And of course it's expandable, right? I could have, easily had a little bit more involved there, right? More sheep, what have you. And overall, I think we're in pretty good shape. Cool. And I never get around, so once I have a decent amount of wool over here, I'm going to go ahead and make some cable camouflage for these cables, and then we won't have to worry about stuff. So now that we've got that set up, let's get back to our original plan, which was to use Steve's Factory Manager to, let's see. Actually, I just need a redstone block. Get our stuff back. So we're going to need some inventory cables, a redstone emitter, these guys. This can go in here. I need my comparators, and I would mind having a wireless Aretha Pearl 1, 2. Get 2 of them. Get 2 of them. 1 of these. 1 of these. I think I'm going to need more obsidian sticks. There we go. And you guys go in here, and now I should be able to get, alright, more stone slabs, a transmitter, and a receiver. Cool. We're going to set the receiver up over here. And he's going to be on frequency 20. Dire Star Gen. Okay. But for now, I'm actually going to set him to frequency 0 because I don't want to actually kick off the Nether Star generator doing the thing with Nether Stars just yet. I want that to be hold off on for now. So let's head over to the Deep Dark and we will configure this nifty gadget. Alright guys, so the good news is that we've managed to get up to this point. The bad news is that we are, well, actually, no, I think we should be alright. I wonder, I'm going to head over in this direction. We might be alright. And if we are, that's awesome. If we've started mining all the way down here, ooh, we have. Just barely. That's good news. So what that means is that we, like I said originally, I was pretty sure the quarry would not mess with my resonant energy cells, and I was luckily correct. So it will not mine along this line. It mines everything inside the lines. So I shouldn't have a problem placing stuff here, which is exactly what I need to do. So this goes here, here. And where's my comparators? There. 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 And there. And then we'll put our redstone receiver facing all them. Cool. And then underneath is where I want to actually have the factory manager go. So Steve's factory manager can go here. Might not have enough inventory cables. Might need to make a few more. Yeah, I think actually... Oh, didn't want to break that. Might be perfect, actually. Yeah, look at that. I have just enough. So we'll get this cleared away. And then the last one here. I literally have just enough, and that was total coincidence. Cool. So that looks good, right? All right, so we've got that set up, and then the final piece of this will be having a... Oh, that's going to be a hassle. I'm going to have to get underneath to program it, because I want the redstone emitter to be on the top of this guy. All right, I will be back in a minute. Let me do some programming, and like last episode, I'll come back at the end of this one to show you how the program works. Deal? Okay. All right, guys, long story short, I think I've got this working. I will show you how, like I said, towards the end of the video here, but I'm about to test it by placing the enhanced teleposition focus back in here, and this should stop pulsing. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. All right, so notice that as soon as the blocks teleported away, they stopped pulsing, and that's good news. Cool. So let's head back to our base and push the Nether Star generator button. You ready? So again, I wanted the Nether Star going in here for now to be a manual process, and I believe it should be, right? You aren't running? Correct. Cool. We should have a small amount of power. Remember, there was a buffer inside this thing. And this is where 20 is going to result, but I'm going to hit the button there, and you can see the particle effects indicating the fact that Nether Stars have in fact been placed in there. Oh, fail! My sheep are inside the Nether Star thing. I'm going to have to rearrange this then. You know what, all I really need to do is move the Nether Star generator to the other side of this platform, and I should be fine. And it shouldn't mess with my sheep, and that'll be okay. So I'm going to get 2 more sheep. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to be upset about it. I'll survive. Not a big deal. So I'll be back in 4 minutes. Alright guys, a few minutes has gone by, and you'll notice that we've automatically had our stuff teleport over to the Deep Dark. So let's check it out. And this stuff's sitting here, doing its thing, casually, slowly but surely running out of energy. Dun dun dun, dun dun dun. These guys, of course, take longer. So, if we come over here and check it out, zipping across the Deep Dark. Oh yeah. Totally cruising. Look at that. Nice. That's kind of cool, huh? So tearing through the deep dark, getting tons of resources, and I'm excited. So what I think I'm going to do here is wrap up the episode, because this is pretty much functional. And for those of you who are interested in the Steve's Factory Manager piece and how it works, stick around, because I'm going to cover the code now. All right, so the way it works is every 1 second, it checks the following condition. First, we are checking a block gate, and that's this guy right here underneath the resonant energy cell where you have a block gate set up, okay? See? Block gate. And his job is to check for the existence above the block gate for a resonant energy cell, which doesn't have a texture, by the way, but that's fine, that has a charge of 0 million RF. So it's looking for an empty charge. It really doesn't matter, and because it doesn't matter, I was actually having trouble with this working until I specified NBT independent detection. So we ignore NBT, we don't care, we're just looking for the existence of any kind of resonant energy cell sitting above the block gate. That's the first conditional. If that passes true, so if there's a resonant energy cell on top, the next thing it checks is the redstone energy nodes. And again, I've got 4 redstone receivers, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around on all 4 sides, right? So this guy is empty at the moment. This guy is empty at the moment. The other 2 are still full, which is why it hasn't started working yet. And let me get out of Wither Skeleton mode so I can actually move underneath this block. So again, our multi-block condition is require all targets. However, slightly different from before where I said if any are emitting a redstone signal, now we have to say requires all to match the following strength condition of 0 through 0. Because if I had if any, as soon as one of these guys was empty, it would match that if any condition, if any is 0 through 0, and it would teleport it back before the other one's emptied out. A big concern here, of course, is that these 2 tend to empty out first, and these guys aren't empty yet. Cool? And then if that's true, okay, if all 4 redstone receiver nodes have a strength of 0 through 0, then we do a redstone emitter, which is the guy right on top here. And his job is to, on all sides, emit a strong 15 redstone strength pulse of half a second, aka 10 ticks. Cool. So that's kind of the plan. So what we should see here in about a minute or 2 is these things teleport back and the wireless transmitter pulse on frequency 20. Now between this episode and next, I'm going to move the nether star generator, which should actually be very easy to do. And then we should be in almost perfect shape for this. All I have to do is move it because it killed my sheep. Got that sheep farm all working and killed them within a single episode. Oh, direwolf, what am I going to do with you? All right, so where are we at here? You guys are here and here. I'll be back in a minute once we pretty much drain this guy completely, and this one's almost gone. Okay, so this is empty. This guy should quickly drain his power. How's this thing doing? Oh, see, look, the underquarry is maintaining its amount of power now. That's kind of cool. I knew that that was showing on Whale before. Almost empty. So as soon as this guy's empty and stops emitting a redstone signal, it might not be all the way empty, by the way, but mostly empty, we should see some teleposing action. Here we go. Boom. Ha! Look at that. It's gone. Perfect, right? So not all the way empty, but it did pulse on frequency 20, it did telepose, and it did other cool and nifty stuff. So, for now, time to wrap up the episode. I'm going to go manually hit the button because, honestly, this is such a powerful quarry. I don't know that I want it running constantly while I'm offline. I mean, we could, but, well, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, press button, Wither Stars, charging system up. So whenever I push the button, it'll charge the resonant energy cells, and as soon as they're fully charged, it'll teleport it back to the deep dark. Once it's empty in the deep dark, it teleports it back. And if I enabled this guy to frequency 20, it would then drop the nether stars in and start the process all over again. Totally and infinitely automated, provided we don't run out of nether stars. Which, how are we doing so far? 672? Not bad, not bad. I feel like we're missing some. Maybe Soren used some, or maybe somebody came by and borrowed some. don't matter. We've got, 600 and something nether stars. I think we'll be in good shape. All right, guys, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Next time, we'll have some more shenanigans. I think Soren will be back probably the next time we record a video. Take it easy.